coming up today on Studio 13 Live.
Because the family dynamic to me is crazy. Like, I would die for my son, I would kill for my daughter.
You know him from Amber Brown and America's Got Talent. Actor and comedian Michael Yo is chatting with us ahead of performing at the Triple Door this weekend.
Plus, we're chatting with Congressman Adam Smith about his new memoir, Lost and Broken, his journey with chronic anxiety and what he is doing to make mental health care accessible.
Then, Frolic Kitchen and Cocktails is showing us how to make their pride cocktails and banana macadamia nut French toast. Studio 13 Live starts right now.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today.
Hey there, happy Friday, friends. We are so happy you're here with us today.
Yes, I'm excited for the weekend. I mean, we gotta do a great job right now, but then it's time to relax. But before everyone gets too chill, we definitely want to remind you about a big change happening for Studio 13 Live.
Yeah, so starting this coming Monday, we are going to be kicking things off at 10 a.m. instead of 11. So we have been preparing for this for a really long time, and we really cannot wait. I'm so excited.
I know. I feel like, you know, Good Day is just so exciting and wonderful, and we want to keep that party rolling, and we're going to do just that.
Keep the party going.
That's right. Hey, preparation is key. I'm sorry to mom out on you, but preparation is key in case of an emergency. And now, 100% of the Seahawks front office staff is CPR and AED trained, so that means that they, of course, can do CPR and use an automated external defibrillator. And this is in honor of National CPR and AED Awareness Week. So the Seahawks president, Chuck Arnold, saying that increasing the number of people who are CPR certified will make an impact during some critical times, both on and off the football field. And this is especially relevant after we saw how important that quick action was in saving Damar Hamlin's life last season. Just terrifying moments there. The Seahawks donating $20,000 in NFL grant funding to a variety of local organizations to equip public parks, for example, with AEDs and save stations. The team also hosting certification courses for local high school football coaches. And I'm just so happy to see this because you know what? In a terrifying situation, you kind of forget to think, and training takes over. So being trained and having that practice, that's what could save a life.
Yeah, that muscle memory is really important. Apparently CPR has changed a lot since we were younger too. It used to be the ABC method, and now you're supposed to start with chest compressions before anything else. Still the same song that you do it to though.
And it's staying
alive. Ha, 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 ha. Just a little reminder
Just to remember that, yes, absolutely.
Someone else who writes great songs, Taylor Swift, she announced the first round of international dates for her Eras Tour. So she kicks off her international dates in Mexico on August 24th. Swift's team says that more dates will be announced soon, but so far we know she'll be also performing in Argentina and Brazil. So exciting. So if you didn't get tickets to Eras Tour, you know, make a vacation out of it. Go somewhere else.
I love that idea. I always love that. I will say that I am a little bit surprised that she announced those international dates so soon because the girl's working.
She is working hard.
Oh my
gosh.
But
I feel like she's loving it so much. Did you see her post where she said, I feel like Eras Tour is my entire personality. Like, I'm not even on it, but I can relate to that too. So I love that more people are getting to see the show. I feel like she's just in her element, having the time of her life.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what has to be an eventual documentary about this whole process.
Yes, let's hope and pray.
I know. Hey, according to Forbes, though, Taylor Swift is the second richest self-made woman in music with an estimated net worth of $740 million. So many dollars. She ranks 34th on the entire list. The #1 spot going to Rihanna, who has, like, she owns everything. Okay?
Yes.
Riri, who is 35, has a net worth of $4 billion. Oh, my goodness. And that is because, of course, her music career. She also has Fenty Beauty. That's a makeup company. She also has a lingerie company. Rihanna listed as number 20 on the overall list. And we just love to see these women really you know, being boss babes for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it.
Rihanna is so rich. Taylor Swift is almost a billionaire. I feel like at that level, anyone new coming into your life, you'd be like, what do you want from me here?
I know, you couldn't help it.
I'm curious if Taylor will release any products though. You know, like the way Rihanna has. I feel like so many celebrities have makeup companies and perfume companies, Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez.
Yes.
And Taylor really has mostly stayed away from that. She hasn't really like needed to do it. So I'm curious if she would release anything. What do you think?
I don't know that she would, but only because she's so devoted to her songwriting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it completely off the table, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. But I will say, the thing that I admire about Rihanna, and you know how annoyed I get with like celebrity endorsements and celebrities releasing this and that, she does it well. I think she really works to be different and be authentic. I mean, we see it in the inclusive sizing of her lingerie line and in the just wide array of colors for her makeup line. Good quality stuff. I think that's how you do it right.
Yeah, she definitely paved the way for a lot of that too. So opening more doors for women everywhere.
Love to see it.
I love it. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's returning to the Fast and the Furious franchise. So Universal announced a new feature film which will not be a Hobbs and Shaw or Fast 11. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the movie will act as a bridge between Fast 10 and Fast 11. So Vin Diesel is not expected to be in the film. In 2021, Dwayne said that there was no chance he would return after the two clashed. But on social media, The Rock said that he and Vin have been like brothers for years, and apparently they put their differences aside last summer. I mean, glad they worked it out, right?
Yeah, but see, that's the tough part with being in such a public industry. I mean, we saw it yesterday with And Just Like That, Sex and the City.
Yes.
Remake, I guess, or continuation. But people, I guess, at the end of the day, whether they're famous or not, sometimes they have spats, sometimes they say things. I wouldn't speak so openly so soon. If you don't know what you're going to do is all I'm saying. Think about it.
And they're brothers, but brothers do fight too.
That's true. That is true.
Forget.
Fair, fair, fair. Hey, we've been talking about the National Spelling Bee, you know. It's so exciting for me to see these amazing children do amazing things. But the National Spelling Bee has crowned a WINNER.
Winner!
Yes, ma'am, a winner. We have 14-year-old Dev Shaw from Florida taking home the title. So let's take a look at that winning moment.
Samophile.
P-S-A-M-O-P-H-I-L-E, Samophile?
That is correct.
Oh, the disbelief, the tears, the confetti. I'm here for it all. Deb did not let that silent P get him either, which would totally have gotten me. He beat out more than 200 other extremely intelligent and talented children, taking home $50,000 in cash and prizes. The talent.
Wow, that looks like an award show. The
It
set of an
does.
award show right there. Go him. What a rock star.
I know, I love
might
it.
not have heard of that word before this. I'm not going to lie.
Me either. And you know, I'll tell you, I've watched some spelling bees in the past. I didn't see this one, but I do love the way the kids will ask, you know, for the origin of the word or, you know, anything like that to give them a sense. The way I tell you, that would not help me at all, but it really does help them if they know the root word.
Yeah, I'm so impressed.
I know.
It turns out sharing a bed with your partner isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Who knew? 2,000 people were asked to name the most annoying things about sharing a bed with someone. So here's the top 5. When they steal the covers. That's a pretty bad one. When they're tossing and turning wakes you up. When they fall asleep with the TV on. When they won't stop snoring. And when the lights are left on.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite thing, do you think?
It used to be stealing the covers, but honestly, we got our own comforters, and things have been a lot better ever since then.
No way.
Yeah.
My husband and I did the same thing.
Really?
Well, it's not 2 comforters, but it's 2 blankets because it was
the way to do it.
it's a lot of fighting.
It sounds so unromantic, but just do it and thank me later, truly.
I know, absolutely. I am being the annoying one right now because I have this mystery cough, as I've been subjecting everybody to. And the other day, my husband was like, so, like, do you think you might go to the doctor eventually?
Yeah.
He's tired of hearing it, as is everybody else. But I guess we all have our moment. We get to be annoying sometimes.
You also can't help that.
I cannot.
You're trying to take care of yourself and do the best you can. My annoying thing that I do is snooze the alarm multiple times at 4 a.m.
Ooh.
It's my goal for next week. I'm not going to hit snooze anymore.
I love a goal.
I love a goal. I said it, so now it's not going to happen.
All right, most people would turn down upgrading their ticket to first class if it meant leaving their travel buddy behind, okay? So a lot of love, people there. New research saying that people don't want to leave the person they're traveling with behind, so one of them would miss out on a shared experience. They would rather be in the experience, even if it's a little more cramped together, rather than being separate in a nicer setting. And I personally have never traveled like full first class, but it would be hard to turn it down.
Yeah, I've gotten upgraded to business class on a Cathay Pacific flight before, which started with like a champagne toast or before takeoff, like 4 or 5 course meal with beds to lay in and everything. I would never want to deprive anybody of that. So if my travel buddy got upgraded, I'd be like, go take it, you get it, whatever. An alternative could be just rock, paper, scissoring to see who gets to take it. But here's the thing, I don't feel like you're making that many memories on the airplane, you know, yourself. Yeah, you're going to be separate, but whatever. You can like listen to a podcast, listen to music, read a book, like play games on your phone, whatever. So I feel like it's totally fine to separate, you know?
So, yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, I probably wouldn't do it, but it's only because I totally use my husband's shoulder as a pillow. So he's the one that feels crowded, and I just make a little extra room for me, you know?
There you go. You got to do what you got to do. Coming up, Congressman Adam Smith is joining us in studio.
Yes, we are hearing all about his new memoir. It is Lost and Broken, his journey with chronic pain and anxiety, and what he is doing to make mental health care more accessible. Stay with us. Welcome back. Mental health impacts every aspect of life, and it can be impossible to see a person's struggles just by looking at them. Today, we welcome author and U.S. Representative Adam Smith. Congressman, welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate the chance.
Absolutely. Now, you have been a member of Congress for 26 years and the chair of the House Armed Services Committee for 4 years. That is successful by anyone's definition.
Correct.
But talk to me about the way you were dealing with anxiety at that same time and why you felt that now was the right time to share that in a memoir.
Yeah, it was something that sort of, built up throughout my life. Well, I had things going on when I was younger that I didn't recognize as big a problems as they were. And then, well, in 2005, I had a massive anxiety attack that took me about 4 months to get over. Then it came back in 2013. And it was basically constant existential fear, and just the anxiety was overwhelming. And so I sought help, and it took me a long time to figure out what was wrong and how to deal with it. At the same time, I also had some chronic pain. I had 3 hip surgeries in the middle of all this. And so basically the book's about how I got there, how I got to the point, and then sort of how I found help on both the mental health and on the chronic pain side.
So, of course, we're seeing an image of the book right now called Lost and Broken, My Journey from Chronic Pain and Crippling Anxiety. So, obviously, what you were dealing with is just monumentous, and it really kind of has the ability to take a hold of your life.
Yeah.
What is it that you learned during that process about our nation's healthcare system?
It's very difficult to navigate, first of all. I think the biggest thing I learned is my initial impression here. So the anxiety hit, and I was like, I don't know what I'm dealing with here. But there are people who do know. So I will find one of them. They will tell me what's wrong with me. I will listen to it, and I will get better. It's a lot more complicated with that. First of all, diagnosing exactly what is the cause of your anxiety or the cause of your chronic pain, for that matter, very difficult. Treatment's very difficult, and healthcare providers do not communicate well. That's really what I learned. You really have to take responsibility for your own healthcare treatment. I wanted someone to fix me. I wanted them to say, here it is. You have to think about it, and you have to think about the providers you're seeking out. It's difficult to navigate, but the big message that I really want to drive home is help exists. You can get better. Because for a huge chunk of this time, in fact, I was talking with, well, I was going to say a good friend of mine, my biological mother. That's a long story. I was adopted. That comes out in the book as part of what caused the problems. And she said, I was really worried about you during that time. I didn't think you were going to get past this. I didn't think you were going to get better. And a lot of people, I think that way. But if you are patient and persistent, help does exist.
That must have been so hard to hear, but talk to me about the importance of coming to the understanding or the acceptance that getting better is never a linear process.
Yeah, I laugh because I am an excessively logical person. That's the way I got a problem. I'm like, okay, here's the 10 steps to get there. And, and that's what I thought, I'm getting better, getting better, getting better. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes you go down a path, you get a little bit better, and you come back. I mean, I discovered that with medication. That's one of the other big things. I think we way over-prescribe medication for mental illnesses and for pain. It's not that in some instances they aren't important, but they can give you that short term, great, this is it, I'm fixed, and then a week later you're worse. So yes, it is not a linear process, and you have to accept that. You are learning. That's what a good friend of mine said when I was expressing frustration. I did all this stuff, none of it works. He says, yes, but it helped. It helped because you learned what didn't work. And that is a data point, as he put it. I thought it was interesting because he was an EOD guy in the Army. He defused bombs.
Wow.
And I was like, there's some times where you can't actually come back from a learned lesson in that field, but he was a very smart guy. So yes, it's not linear. You got to learn as you go, learn what doesn't work as well as what does.
Both important things.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to ask you, Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman recently spent some time in treatment for mental health challenges. Some people applauded that. Others used it as a way to attack him. So how did you feel watching this play out?
Yeah. No, I think it's really important to understand none of us are perfect. You need help is the bottom line. And I think a lot of the reason why people, particularly in the mental health field, don't seek treatment in the first place is they're afraid if people find out about it, they're going to lose relationships, they're going to lose jobs. People are saying, well, we can't deal with someone who can't even get themselves straight here. We're all going to need help from time to time. As a congressman, I've got a staff of, well, it's complicated, but like 45 or 50 people if you count the Armed Services Committee. And some people go through things, and you got to help them in that time frame. It doesn't mean they can't do the job. It means that they need help in the short term to get the place where they can get back to being able to do it. And you've got to have that balance and that help and support to help people. I think there's this assumption that there's something so bizarre if you've got a mental health problem, that you're in some other special category. We're all dealing with that, and we all need to help each other get through it.
Now, I have to know, during your experience, as it is ongoing, I'm certain, what is it that you wanted to hear from the people in your life that would have helped or made you feel better? Because I'm sure that there are family members watching right now that have a loved one who is struggling and they don't know how to help.
That's really difficult. I mean, the short answer is to understand, what you really want to hear is, I'm going to fix your problem. And obviously you can't do that. So I think the biggest thing is you just have to be patient and helpful. I can't give you a magic bullet. Sometimes people want advice. It's like, you're like, okay, I went and saw this. I don't know if this is the right therapist for me. I'm not sure it's working. I'm not sure it's helpful. What do you think? Other times, and this is kind of cliche advice, other times they just need to vent and you just need to listen. There's nothing you can do about it. And that's really frustrating and difficult. And I think there's going to be a tendency to want to say, I have to help. I have to figure out. I have to tell you, you should do this. You should do that. A lot of times you just need someone to listen to you, because one of the other big lessons I learned about mental health, you have to be honest with yourself. And you have to have people in your life that you can tell the truth about. What are you angry about? What do you like? What don't you like? What's good about your life? What's bad about your life? Even if you can't necessarily fix it, you have to be able to be honest about it, because it's the lies we tell ourselves that get into you. And they're there. You may think you've buried them, but they come out in anxiety and depression. Psychotherapy works. Being honest about what's really going on with you now, and your views on your whole life, what your childhood was like, the profession you got into, the relationships you've had. Being able to be honest about that, being able to listen to someone in that situation is crucial.
Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this conversation today. And again, this is a candid memoir, Lost and Broken: My Journey Back from Chronic Pain and Crippling Anxiety. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the chance.
You can find more information on our website, fox13cl.com/Studio13Live. And still to come, we are hearing from the stars of Netflix's Manifest as the second part of Season 4 premieres today. We'll be right back.
An airplane carrying passengers and crew mysteriously landed years after takeoff. And when passengers reappeared after everyone believed they were dead for 5.5 years, they returned to a very different and confusing world. We're, of course, talking about the hit Netflix show Manifest, and fasten your seatbelts because today, Season 4, Part 2 hits Netflix. It stars Melissa Roxburgh and Josh Dallas, who are here to chat with us today. Hi, how are you?
Hello. Hi, thanks for having us.
Good to see you. You know, huge congrats on Season 4 of the show, Part 2 now. Everyone's so excited for it. Where did we leave off, and what can people expect from the final episodes of the series?
Oh boy, I mean, we leave off, Part 1 from the horrendous actions of Angelina. We start Part 2 8 months later. And we find the passengers in a totally different situation than what they were. Things are worse. They are now under extreme surveillance and observation by the 828 registry. The investigation of the callings are no longer their own to take care of. And that causes major hurdles for Mick and Ben and Sambi to jump over as the death date is rapidly approaching. The stakes have never been higher, so buckle up.
Absolutely. And, you know, like you said, the death dates, you know, the show definitely takes an apocalyptic turn as characters are dealing with knowing their death dates. Not to be super dark, but would you want to know yours?
No, absolutely not.
Wow, that's a great question. Well, you know, I think that's sort of a theme in a way of the show, and it's about, you know, living your life like there is no tomorrow, and trying to get in that space. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, no, I wouldn't want to know, but
there's benefit to it. He's playing both sides here.
Yeah.
He's not answering your question.
No.
Right. I don't think I would want to know mine either. Like, even for things that I know are going to happen in the future and I'm dreading them, I would rather just, like, not know until it happens, personally. What is the most ridiculous...
Surprise is always best.
Yeah. What's the most ridiculous fan theory you've heard about the show?
I mean, ridiculous, I don't know, but there's been
on
some
Manifest,
great ones.
there's not actually ridiculous. Anything could happen, really.
Anything could happen. I mean, it could be aliens, it could be the government, it could be the divine, it could be a black hole, it could be...
all a dream? Who knows?
String theory, could be a dream, could be many, many things. But you're going to find out.
They're crazy.
That's for sure.
Endless possibilities. I know fans love your friendship. You two have played brother and sister together for years. So I'm curious from each of you. Melissa, first of all, what is something most people wouldn't know about Josh?
Years. Easy. Easy. Well.
Wouldn't know about Josh. Oh, there's so many, but it's one of those moments where I'm blanking.
Good. Great.
He's a kid. Like, he plays nonstop. He is an Energizer bunny, and I don't know where he gets it, but you give him a little bit. It's like giving him a little bit of sugar, and off he goes.
I love that. And Josh, what would surprise people about Melissa?
I mean, there are many things that would surprise people about Melissa, but that she is one of the funniest people that I know.
What does she do that makes you laugh the most?
Oh, I don't know if I could divulge those details.
I don't even know if
that.
it would make sense. The way we laugh, it's nonsense. It's absolutely nonsense.
But, you know, it's also one of the main things that I'm going to miss, and I'm sad about the end of this show coming is working with her. I'm going to miss that greatly.
I love that. You know, I think it's amazing that after the show was pretty much canceled after 3 seasons, fans basically got Netflix to bring it back for this 4th and final season. Is there anything you want to say to the viewers that kind of made that happen?
just thank you. Like, huge thank you for letting us finish the show. It's because of them, 100%.
It is because of them. We do it for them, and the fact that they're so engaged, they're so passionate, and they're so vocal and smart makes it all worth it. So thank you, and from the bottom of our hearts, we love you.
And thank you to you. Melissa, Josh, thanks so much for chatting with Studio 13 Live. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Season 4,
Thank
Part
you.
2 of Manifest premieres today on Netflix and still to come on Studio 13 Live. You probably know him from Amber Brown or America's Got Talent. We are sitting down with actor and comedian Michael Yo. He's here ahead of performing at the Triple Door this weekend and will be giving us an update on all the cool projects he's been working on. Stick with us. Hey, welcome back. Our next guest is a comedian, actor, and host. He has interviewed pretty much every celebrity underneath the sun. You might know him from the Apple TV Plus show Amber Brown, or maybe you watched him on season 15 of America's Got Talent.
Yes, you can also hear him every weekday on The Yo Show and Sirius XM's Pop 2K. He is in town to perform at the Triple Door this weekend. Michael Yo, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
I'm so excited you're here too.
Thank you so much.
You have so much going on. You have stayed so busy.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us, first of all about your podcast and your radio show. How's that going?
So the podcast has blown up since my comedy special came out. It's called The Yo Show, my name. But every big comedian in the world has been on it, a lot of actors, just a lot of different people, positive energy, positive vibes, and fun. I do, sometimes my wife pops on it, and we review the craziest Amazon items out there.
Oh my
I
God.
saw that, the fart.
The fart bag.
Yeah.
If you go to my Instagram page, like, who buys a fart bag? That's all I want to know. Who buys a fart bag?
We need to know.
Yeah, but it's crazy things we find on Amazon.
What are some of the other weird products?
You know what? There's this pillow that goes over your head, and it looks like a mask, but you put your arms into it, and we're gonna release that one next.
Okay.
But it's $99, and it looks ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm like, whoever wears this needs to be punched in the face.
A fool. Okay,
yes.
so not only do you play a dad on TV,
Yes.
on Apple TV Plus's Amber Brown, but you're also a dad in real life.
I am, and I love it. I love it.
Yes, I love the pictures you share of your family on social media. But tell me, how has your life changed as an individual now that you're fully in fatherhood?
It's selfless. Like, literally everything I do is for them and my wife. I gotta throw that in too.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Don't get in trouble.
Because my wife would be like, you didn't mention me. But no, literally everything you do is for your kids. And when I got dropped off at the airport, my family dropped me off. My daughter, for the first time, started bawling and said, I'm gonna miss daddy. And I felt really sad, but then I was like, this is awesome. Yeah. I actually had joy in my daughter crying. She's 3. I was like, "Oh, she's gonna miss me.
That's how
I'm
loved
doing
you
a
are.
great job.
Yes.
Yeah, can you, like, my 6-year-old son does not care if I leave. He's
my
like,
God.
bye, daddy, and just like,
See ya.
But my daughter's like, oh, I miss daddy. I was like, see, she's gonna be taking care of me when I'm old.
I
My
love
son
it.
won't even care about me.
Peace out.
Peace out. Already he's doing that at 6.
Oh my God.
so.
You know, I remember when you got COVID. You were
Yes.
like one of the first people I know who got really, really sick from that. You were hospitalized.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying, I'm not going to fully give you guys a story until I make a comedy special about it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you released a stand-up special.
And it gives you every detail of it, and it's funny. It's actually, I mean, when you
It
live,
wasn't
it's
funny
funny.
then, I
Right.
can imagine.
No, well, as I was like dying in the hospital, I was like,
gosh.
this is hilarious. Like
Yeah.
some of the things that you see. And it's on the special, it's on my website, michaelyo.com.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was one of the first people in the hospital. They didn't even know how to treat it. So my doctor was a holistic doctor, so he didn't want to incubate me. So they gave me every drug at the time. And I was in there for like 8 to 9 days, and I pulled through. My temperature was at 104.9.
Oof.
So literally, it was so bad. But after you survive something like that, it's a second chance in life. And then I thought about that whole time from start to end. And like when the lady on the phone, when my wife said something's wrong with my husband, she told my wife to put him in the front yard. She told her, put him in the front yard. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
So I'm in the front yard. I was thinking, there's no way my wife's gonna put me in the front yard. So I'm in the front yard.
Did you have a little chair or
No,
something?
no, she just I was on the ground, gasping for air.
Oh my God.
But then the funniest part is the ambulance guys say, go say goodbye to your family. And so I walk up to the window where my wife is holding my son, and I'm gasping for air. I put my hand on the window like, and my son puts his hand on the window, looks at me and goes, he started copying, mimicking. He thought it was a game.
Let him have that.
But those are the funny moments that I happen throughout, and I put it in a special. And I put other family stories in the special. So it's great. The special has changed my life.
See, he does love you.
He does. He does. He was 3 then, though. You know?
They get just saltier as they age.
They do. He's 6. Like literally, when I said, "All right, buddy, I love you," he was playing his little game. He goes, "Bye, Dad."
Yeah.
And my daughter's like, "Daddy."
Oh my God.
Enjoy it while you have it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right?
so you are here performing
Yes.
at the Troubadour this weekend. Sure to be a great show. And I know that one show's already sold out.
So the first show sold out about 2 months ago. And so like 3 weeks ago, they were like, "You want to add another show?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's try. I'm here anyway. Let's try." So it's about 2/3 full already. So I think we're going to sell it out by tomorrow night. But the comedy, like I don't talk politics. It's all fun, love. It's my energy.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I do. I tell family stories. We have a lot of fun with it. And the comics that are going to be on the show are great as well. So it's going to be a fun time where you don't have to worry about the drama of the outside world.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
what everybody needs these days, right?
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
good
what's up.
vibes. You've always
Good
been good vibes. I also feel like, interviewing celebrities and,
Yes.
artists and entertainers always seems like it's come so easy to you. Has it?
Yes.
Why? How do you do it?
I love it.
I feel like I have
King.
to try super hard to make it seem easy.
because I'm from radio. I
Yeah.
did radio all my life. So my thing is, like in radio, you interview a lot of dumb people. You know.
What do you mean by that?
Anybody you're gonna name?
Artists aren't, and I'm talking about musical artists. A lot of musical artists aren't that smart.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? I'm being honest
Hot
with you. So
take,
you
yeah.
have to keep the conversation moving.
Yeah.
You know, once you interview actors, they pretty much got it together. They got
Yeah.
publicists, they got all that. So it's easy to
Yeah.
interview them. And just like to me, it's easy to be a guest because I know what you want.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you've had terrible guests on where you're like
Just
it's like
silent
watching
Just
paint
quiet, just when it's quiet. And
That's
Mireya and I,
tough.
we just take the wheel.
That's what it is. Or they're one word answers, like, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you excited to be inside?" Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like
my
those people, the
Yes.
one word people, like get those people out of here.
Yeah. Well, you're going to stick around.
Oh,
so
am I?
we're
Okay,
going
let's
to
do
keep,
it.
we're gonna keep
Going.
chatting with Michael Yo after the break. So stick with us. We'll be right back. Hey, we are back with actor and comedian Michael Yo. Thanks for hanging with us a little bit longer.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Uber, so it's all good.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
it might
good.
take a minute.
I'm
We're
just
going to keep
waiting
them
for an
busy.
Uber, yeah.
All right, we're going to keep this conversation going. You've had an amazing career, kind of bebopping around
Yes.
everywhere. Talk to us about some of your most memorable conversations you've had with
You know
people.
what? Like you said, I've interviewed everybody, but the one that sticks out that really saw more in me than I saw in myself was The Rock.
Yeah.
Every time I interviewed The Rock, at these junkets, they do hundreds of interviews.
Yeah.
And they can't stop. They got to keep moving.
Yeah.
Every time I interviewed him, he would stop after the interview, give me 2 minutes with just me and him. And he goes, "What do you want to do?" And I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "I know you want to do more than just interview me. What do you want?" And he told me, I said, "I want to act and do comedy." He goes, "Well, you need to do that." He gave me his acting coach's number and said, "If you ever want to call him, give him a call." And every time I interviewed, he goes, "Why are you still here?" And we did that for 5-6 years. And I haven't interviewed him in the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing other stuff.
And he saw that before. But just the magnitude of that big of an actor taking time out, going, "Hey, I see more in you. You don't see it yet.
Yeah.
You can do more than this." And not that just doing that is wrong, but he just saw something in me.
Yeah.
And it's so awesome he's the biggest actor in the world. And
Yeah.
for him to see that, and I was like, "What?" I thought I was living my dream doing that.
Yeah.
But he said, "Nah, you'll find out what you really want to
That's
do."
so wonderful.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
amazing.
Did you think about that when you because you just started acting a couple years ago, right?
I just started acting because I wanted to get good in stand-up comedy. I've been
Yeah.
doing that 10 years now. But acting, I kind of really jumped into it during the middle of COVID, which is the worst time. But then I got booked in COVID.
Yeah.
So I was doing it 4 months, and then I got my first role, Bonnie Hunt, the legendary actress, booked me in this Amber Brown show. And it was an awesome experience. You know what I mean? It's awesome. And I've gotten other roles from that. So things are rolling in the right direction.
Yeah, they are. Is there like a show or movie that you've seen recently where you're like, I would die to be a part of that?
I would love to be in Bad Boys.
Okay.
You know, with Martin and Will Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a dream to be in Bad Boys. I love Larry Wilmore. I would love to work with him. Judd Apatow. I love him. Ted Lasso. I know it's over.
Yeah.
Bring it back
Oh my
around.
God.
Bring it back
Oh my
around.
gosh. I love, see, that's, if I were to ever be a lead of a show, I want to bring that positivity and love.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's how my comedy is anyway.
Yeah.
But that was so good. They didn't deal with any drama or anything. It was just beautiful, man, how positive and uplifting that show was. And him as that lead character was phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, in your comedy career, I know you kind of came up under Joe Coy,
Oh,
Chelsea
yeah.
Handler.
Yeah.
Is there any like advice that they gave to you that really stuck with you too?
You know,
I feel like you get a lot of good advice
do.
around here.
No. The one thing Joe and Chelsea told me, do the work. Don't be a person just because they're on TV that can get stage time. Be good, because you don't want to be the person people talk about, like, oh, he just got on because he's on TV.
Yeah.
So, and Joe was the reason why I paid for my own special. He goes, bet on yourself. So I put all my money and did it by myself. And that special that's on my website changed my life. It's really on it because I own it. I got all the money from it.
Yeah.
Some of the clips gotten 20 million views. My special's at 500,000. So it's really
Incredible.
changed my life in that aspect where now I can sell out shows before I even get it to a place.
That's
Before that wasn't
wonderful.
happening. Yeah.
I have to know, what was that conversation like with your wife? Hey, baby, I'm going to need to write this check for this comedy special.
It was, okay.
Okay.
So when I first started comedy, I left entertainment. I was working for CBS.
Yeah.
That was a big, oh my God, we're going to lose all that money and we got a kid. But now it's kind of like she believed, because now, you know, I've crossed that level where I kind of made it in comedy. I can get bigger, but we're good right now.
Yeah.
So when I wrote the check, she goes, all right, as long as you think it's going to be good. And I go, I hope it's going to be good, you know? So I wrote that big check, but it paid off. It's like literally you have to bet on yourself. Because the thing is, if you don't bet on yourself, who else is?
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, I was on a show and I clapped for myself at the beginning and the guy goes, you always clap for yourself? I go, well, if I don't clap for myself, who else is? You know, you got to believe in yourself before anybody else will.
You got to get it going.
Yeah.
How long do you feel like it took for you to feel like, oh, I made it in this industry, like I'm doing this for real? Or like, were there any specific moments for you?
The moment in interviewing celebrities, like working for CBS, is when I stepped in a room with Denzel Washington and all these actors.
Yeah.
But also I felt, and this may sound bad, but once I got tired of it, I was like, okay, I've made it. Because now I don't want to do it anymore. I want to do something else. It's like I've achieved I was on entertainment news for 12 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, what else can I do in this? You know, if you know the entertainment news, you know me. So I need to do something else. And comedy and acting was my something else.
I want to talk to you about evolving, about evolution.
Yes.
I think that for a lot of people, they have a dream.
Yep.
They achieve it, and then they realize, much like yourself, there is more. Did you have kind of a coming to terms with yourself when you realized that there were other dreams and you were going to pursue other things?
Well, I think a lot of times we may interview somebody, especially like celebrities and movies and stuff like that. They're living their dream. They're like, you hear how much they worked hard for it, and then you're going, and then you start to question your dream. It's like, me interviewing you, my dream?
Right.
You know, is it? You know, and for 10 years of the 12, it was. And then the last 2 years after The Rock and all these people go, oh, now I understand what he was saying. Like, we all have bigger dreams than what we're doing right now. You know what I mean? And it's just some people are scared to take a step away. I never tell, you know, you hear those people, quit your job and go after your dream.
Oh, gosh.
No, don't do that.
Don't quit your job.
Don't do that. No. Keep your job, make the money, but also on the side, work on the dream job you want to do. And I believe in always evolving. Like, my wife goes, what's your hobby? I go, nothing, because everything I do as a hobby turns into a profession.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to find another hobby.
Yeah.
So that's what I might take up golf.
Yeah,
you know,
And then
I
become
really
a
don't
golf
know.
pro?
Huh?
And
Right?
then become a golf
And then
pro.
become a
Just
golf pro.
Get a
casually.
paddleboard.
Be the second Tiger Woods, you know?
There you go.
Golf, paddleboard.
Paddleboarding.
I know, I saw your pictures.
It's
That's
so much
awesome. It
fun.
looks great.
You gotta do
Paddleboarding,
it.
I don't know, though.
Yeah.
Just me on a board in the water.
Carly
feel like
uses it as a
It's good
table
time.
too.
Yeah. You got to bring snacks out there.
You bring snacks out?
Absolutely. It's like a
I
picnic
thought
on the
this was a
paddleboard.
workaught.
It
No.
is, but like for a little while.
For a
you
little
know?
while.
You
Just
can
a little
chill.
snack.
What does the rest of 2023 look like for you?
2020, well, I'm touring out the rest of the year. I'm kicking off a big tour in a couple of months. It's going to be called the Do I Lie Tour. So it's going to be great. And then, you know, working on acting and fingers crossed I'm doing a big show for a lot of big TV executives. So we'll see. We'll see.
Any little hints you can give us about that?
A lot
right
of
now?
big executives are going to, I can't say who, but like, hoping in 2024 we'll be working on my own TV show. So we'll see.
Well, come back and talk to us about it
You
when
know
you
I
get
will.
there. Thank
You
you
know
so
I will.
much,
That for
Michael.
you.
You're awesome.
High five, long
Thank you.
high five.
You're the best.
Air five, air five,
You
air
can
five.
catch him tomorrow, Saturday, June 3rd at the Triple Door, and we've got more info on that on our website, fox13seattle.com/Studio13 Live.
And get on it, because those tickets, they are selling
They
out.
are selling out.
All
That's right.
Still ahead on Studio 13 Live, Frolic Kitchen and Cocktails showing us how to make some of their items from their brunch menu.
Yes, including their Our Good Judy cocktail and banana and macadamia French toast. We'll be right back.
That looks good.
That looks good.
Take you another mile.
Hey, it's time for Emerald Eats, where we highlight amazing food in our area.
Today we are joined once again by Executive Chef Michael Grandy with Hilton Motif Seattle and Frolic Kitchen and Cocktails. Welcome to you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, well, you're so much fun. We had to have you back. Okay, and summer almost here. I feel like it's here. I feel like I
like it's
believe
here.
it. It is here. And we got some really fun events coming up, including your Pride Drag Brunch. So tell us about that.
Sure. We've got, during the month of June, we have 3 Pride Drag brunches. The 11th, 18th, and 25th, with 25th being our big blowout brunch. You know, we've got great menus planned for each brunch. Going to be featuring some of our items today, and just really looking forward to a great summer season on the patio and just having so much fun up there.
Well, I'm so glad you're bringing some to us here.
Yes.
So what are we starting with?
So today we're starting with our brunch dish that we're featuring. It's a baked French toast with macadamia nuts and bananas. So now I have some caramelized bananas I'm going to top it off with right here. So,
Okay.
And then some macadamia nuts, coconut, and a little maple butter as well.
Wow,
so
those are looking so good. That's also something I feel like would take so long to make at home that's what you want to get when you go out to eat, you know?
yeah.
Of course. You know, brunch is such a special time. You know, go relax with friends and just have a blast.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love a caramelized banana.
Oh, yeah.
Caramelized anything is so
really.
good.
Beautiful.
Basically, it's more sugary, which
That's
is we
right.
always want.
We
It feels so
love
yummy.
it. Okay.
So I'm gonna top these off right here.
That looks beautiful.
And so for the French toast, is it like broken into little pieces that you bake, or what is?
So it's almost like a bread pudding. We took King's Hawaiian roll, so it kind of has that natural sweetness to it as well. So we make our custard. It's got egg, heavy cream, vanilla, some allspice in there as well. You know, bake that off, and just provides a really nice, moist and tasty and just savory, you know, delicious French
Beautiful, yes.
toast.
Ooh.
Look at that.
And we got 2 options for crunch. We have this tasty, it looks like toasted coconut.
Yep, toasted coconut. We have some macadamia nuts here as well.
Ooh, so decadent.
Oh yes, you know, brunch is supposed to be decadent. Brunch is
Yeah.
supposed to be,
sir.
you know, one of those things where afterwards you're gonna want to take a nap, right? But with our pride,
Sometimes.
yes.
Absolutely. I mean, he's not wrong. Now, this looks delicious, and I cannot wait to jump in. But
Yes.
before we can do that,
Yes.
it's not brunch without a nice little drink to wash it all down. What do you have for us?
All right, so we're going to be featuring one of our Pride cocktails. It's our Good Judy. So it's absolute vodka, it's grapefruit and maraschino liqueurs. We're going to have some bitters in there as well, lemon juice, and we're going to shake that up, strain that off, and top it with a little cava, and then a lemon twist. And I'm going to have you finish the garnish with a little edible glitter.
Oh, count me in, my friend.
So let me start mixing this up right now.
And what's the first thing you're pouring in?
So this is actually, our lovely bartenders made this easy on me today.
Yeah.
So they pre-batched our cocktail for us. So that's the absolute, the grapefruit liqueur, the maraschino liqueur. So then we're gonna add in 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice into here as well.
Okay.
And then about 4 dashes of bitters.
2, 3, 4.
Thank you. Thank you. My bartending skills are a little rusty, so.
No.
Oh, a
There you
beautiful
go.
shake. Very, very
You gotta
nice.
smile and
You gotta
smile and
Smile and
shake.
shake. I
I'll
feel like
shake
we
with
watch
you.
so many people do it, but I don't know how I would do it if I did it myself.
I don't
you know
think I
what
have
mean?
it down. Yeah.
I have to do our head bartender, Megan Sherry, justice. She's the one who set me up to be successful today.
Thanks to her.
That's
So we're going to pour this in here.
Beautiful. Like
A great color.
I love it. It's like a beautiful sunset.
Exactly.
Wow. And we're going to add some kava to
We're
this,
going
is
to
that
top.
right?
Yep, we're going to top it off with just a little bit of bubbles right here, because we want a little of that effervescence to go into the cocktail.
Love to see it.
And as far as kava, is that like champagne adjacent?
So, yep, it's bubbles. It comes from Spain, so you're going to have a little that same effervescence, the sweetness, all that good stuff. So I'm going to do a little lemon twist
you
here.
just saw all the essence.
I love watching it.
Yeah.
And like I said, might be a little rusty with my bartending skills, but we'll do just fine with it.
It's how it tastes.
Right,
Anyway,
at the
you know
end of the
what I
day,
mean?
that's all that matters. So we have our twist
Beautiful.
right here. And one more.
You guys have some summer games on the rooftop as well as live music. Tell us all about that.
So Friday nights, and then Friday nights, give it a little spritz of that.
Okay.
So Friday nights,
Let's each do one. I feel like we're both excited about this.
There we go. We have
right.
DJ Jeremy on Friday nights, and then on Tuesday nights we have Brian James, who's a live musician. We've got cornhole, we have darts, we have shuffleboard, so we have all the games and now all the glitter too,
Yeah,
right?
I love it just floating. I don't know if you can see it.
You
but
may
it's
not
like
be able to, but
in
it
the air
feels
here.
very majestic over
Let's
here.
try some of this
Yes,
stuff.
please, yeah, dig in, dig in.
Cheers. I really liked putting the glitter on, I'm not gonna lie.
Is this something we can have at home?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's an easy purchase, edible glitter. It's fun to have, little things like that.
Ooh, that has like a beautiful tartness, but still delicious.
Yeah.
I love it.
I forgot there's rosemary simple syrup in there too, so a little savory aspect to
Yeah.
that.
I love a little rosemary. So should we just dive in with our
You
forks
can
here?
dive in with the forks and just have a little.
Oh my God, these caramelized bananas
I
look
love it.
like everything. Wait, I got a big bite.
You
This
gotta
is
get the
gonna be
perfect
bad.
bite right there.
Oh boy. The crunch. Amazing.
That is so good.
All right, one more time, tell us about the Pride Drag brunch tickets and where people can buy them.
So our Pride Drag brunch tickets, you can find them on Eventbrite, Frolic Kitchen and Cocktails. We have 3 different price tiers, gold, silver, and platinum. There's different benefits to each level that we have there. Pricing's on there as well. We're really excited to celebrate the LGBTQ community, and just Frolic is one of those places where everyone is welcome to have a good time. We want them to stay, enjoy our food, enjoy our cocktails, and just it's an overall welcoming environment.
Cheers
for
to
everybody.
that.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank
And
you.
hey, don't forget, on Monday, Studio 13 Live is at 10 a.m.
We'll see you at 10 on Monday.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna make your day.